live on Instagram. We are live on Facebook, and we are live on YouTube. Excellent. So now that we're live in all three places, let me tell you what we're doing today. Today, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at the same time. You can write your questions on any of these three platforms, and you can get in touch with us. And I'll try to answer your questions. Now, on YouTube, when I write on the board, everything's backwards. Sorry, on Instagram. On Instagram, everything's backwards when I write on the board. So if you're on Instagram, it might be better to go over to Facebook or over to YouTube and watch there. Facebook is my biggest platform. And for those of you who are on Instagram, I'm just going to send this copied text. If I can send it, it might be too much to send. Yeah, I think I can't. So anyways, it's better to go over to YouTube or to Facebook if you want to watch today. But if you're on Instagram, that's fine too. Okay, so what you can do today is just ask your questions. You can write your questions in the chat. I'll try to answer them. And okay, I see Shane says, Привет, как дела сегодня? Okay, so today we're going to be doing everything in English. Someone says, hello from Ukraine. Hi, how are you? Gustavo joined. Okay, lots of people are coming online right now on Instagram and on Facebook. On Facebook, we have even more people. Excellent. Okay, so today is the Kris Amerikos show. And during the Kris Amerikos show, I like to do a few things. One thing that I do every time that we have the Kris Amerikos show is I answer your questions, right? You write your questions in the chat. I answer them on the board, or I answer them out loud like this. The second thing that I do during these Kris Amerikos shows is sometimes I give discounts. Sometimes I give special deals, and sometimes I have something special for you. So that's really cool. And also, right now is a good time. If you just started following me, if you just joined one of our programs, then it's a great time for you to kind of meet me, see me, and just ask any kind of question that you want. So I see Sarah says, hi, Kris. Hello. Hello, hello. Hi from Jordan. Excellent. Hi from Turkey. Great, great, great. Okay, so write your questions. Write your questions in the chat. Write your questions, and I'll try to answer them, okay? Bud Kia says, on Instagram says, are you Russian? No, I'm not Russian. I lived in Russia for about 8 years, and now I live in the United States again. I'm from the United States originally, and yeah. Moha says, I hope you're doing well. Thank you, Kris. Well, thank you. Thank you all for being here today. And I always love answering questions. So if you can write your questions into the chat and ask them, then I'll answer them. And it usually works better that way, you know? Okay, great. Let's see. Good morning from Indonesia, Nishan says. Cool. Indonesia. So that means it's you must be just waking up there. Here in Florida in the United States, it's 6 p.m. It's 6 in the evening. Okay. Sarah says, when should I use past simple and when should I use past perfect? Great. Okay, so let me try to explain just like this, and then I'll use the board if we need to. But past simple only tells us about one point in the past. So everybody on Instagram, it's going to look strange right now. It's going to look backwards because, you know, these live calls aren't as good on Instagram like this. You know, it's hard to set the phone somewhere so that you can see everything. But let me explain to you, Sarah, on Facebook. So you're asking the difference between past simple and past perfect. So past simple, let's say that this is now. Past simple is just one point in the past, just one finished action, one point. And past perfect, let's say this is now, right? Past perfect has the same point in the past, but maybe it has something before it too. So past perfect tells us about something before another point in the past. So we already have one point in the past, and then we go one step back into the past again. That's past perfect. And these two things are connected. Like it happened, and at the second point, now you know something, or it happened, and then in the second point, you see the result of something. For example, yesterday, my friend asked me to watch the film Shrek. Yesterday, I said I did not want to watch Shrek because I had already watched Shrek before that. You see, that's past perfect. Great question. Okay. Christian says, hi, I'm from Peru. I can hear you clearly. Excellent. Hi from Egypt. Hi from Thailand. Great, great, great. Pablo says, best teacher. Oh, thank you. Okay, great, great, great. Hello from Malaysia. Okay, let's go over to Instagram and see. There's a lot of questions coming in on Instagram. Like I said, on Instagram, sorry if I don't answer you immediately, but it's better to go to Facebook. Facebook is the best. Thanks to everybody who's watching on Facebook and YouTube. I love you, YouTube too. But on Instagram, it's hard to do these live things in a classroom, right? So it's better to go over there. Okay. Hello from Algeria. Hello from Mexico, from Ukraine. Excellent. Sweet. Okay, great. Let's see. How to overcome the intermediate plateaus. Okay, so yeah, sometimes in intermediate English, when people are studying English, they reach that intermediate level and it's hard to progress, right? It's hard to keep going. And that's because you are comfortable with your English. So you might not be perfect at it, might make mistakes, might not know all of the words, but for what you do in your life right now, your English is okay. And that's why you stopped making progress, because you don't think you need to. So what you need to do is you need to find other parts of your life where you should try to learn English. And then it will become more difficult for you because you'll be learning English in a new sphere or a new area of knowledge. And so it will be another challenge. So that's how you can do that. Okay. On Instagram, Shane says, how long have you been learning Russian? I watched your Russian videos. Thanks for the help. I started learning Russian when I went to Russia. So when I first went to Russia, I had only studied the alphabet before I went there. And when I got there, I was very surprised because I didn't know anything. But yeah. Okay. Welcome from Morocco, from Iraq. Ah, cool. Okay. I want to know, what is your motivation? What's your motivation? Thanks for this question. It's great. It's an unusual question, but I like it. So my motivation. So I have a few goals that I'm trying to reach. And thank you so much for sharing this time with me, for watching me right now, and letting me share my goals with you and asking this question about my motivation. So my first goal is I want to teach. I want to help 10 million people improve their English. I want to teach 10 million people to speak English. That's one of my goals. Another one of my goals is I want to help 100,000 teachers quit their jobs and start their own teaching business. I want them to work independently and make money for themselves. I want to help teachers do that. And my other goal is I want 10 people who work in my company. I want 10 people who work in my company. I want them to become millionaires. So those are my three big goals, and that's my motivation. And thank you so much for helping me, because the fact that you're here right now means that I'm reaching more people and I'm getting closer to my goal of 10 million people. Right now, I know 100% that we have reached at least 200,000 people, and that's great. So we're going to keep going. We're going to reach 10 million people. Okay, let's see. Could you explain when we use in, on, and at? It confuses me. Okay, so when we talk about in, on, and at, there's two different things we need to understand. When we use these words about places and when we use these words about times. So there are different rules. And I have a lesson about this on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and you search for Kris Amerikos in, on, at, or Kris Amerikos prepositions, you'll find it. And it'll be easier than me explaining it all right now. Okay, hello from Albania. Good morning from Laos. Hello from El Salvador, Guatemala. Wow, I think we have every country in the world here today. Okay, let's go back here. What's the difference between to and though at the end of a sentence? Oh, good question. Good question. Okay, let's answer this question. So the question is, what's the difference between the words to and though. What's the difference between the words to and though at the end of a sentence? So at the end of the sentence, when we say to, it means also. Also, right? Like my mom drives fast and my dad drives fast too. They both drive fast, right? But though, this means although, right? So it shows us like some different information, that something is different than what we expected. So we could say, my mom drives fast, my dad drives slow, though. So it's different, right? It's different than what we think. Okay. Great. Hello from El Salvador. I love the way you teach English. Thank you. You're a great teacher. I learned a lot from your lessons. Mariami, thank you so much. Okay, great. Let's see. Let's go back to another question over here. My question is about if I'm going to go take the IELTS, what tips do you have for IELTS? So my tip for IELTS is think about studying for IELTS like just learning how to take an exam. If you study the format of the exam, then you will do better than like 30% of the people, because a lot of people just study English and then go take this exam. But the IELTS is an exam with a very specific structure. You have to know how to answer those questions in the best way. So study the exam. Don't only study English. All right, let's have another drink real quick. That's my my coffee that I made before we had this. Okay, is taking grammar lessons a waste of time? No. You need to learn grammar. Everybody out there is focused on communication, but communication is formed, it's created by knowing rules and words and putting them together. You have to know grammar. There's no way around it. You have to know grammar. So yes, it is useful to take grammar lessons. Okay. Hello from Brazil. Hello. Do you speak Portuguese? I do not speak Portuguese. Hello from Iraq, Uzbekistan. Wow. Brazil again. Lots of people. So guys, if I missed your questions, then just write them again, or, you can go over to, if it's a question about one of our programs or studying with us, then you can go over to our website. Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't tell anybody about our big discount today, did I? So we have this program called Everyday English. And right now it's 50% off. Right now it's 50% off. And so you can go to krisamerikos.com/EE, the letter E 2 times, EE for Everyday English. So I'm going to send that link right now here on Facebook, where we have most people watching, krisamerikos.com/EE. And I'm going to send it over here in the chat on YouTube. And I guess I'll do it over here on Instagram too. All right. So this is my best program that I've ever created. This is where me and other teachers speak with students every day. And we have live speaking lessons every day. All right. Okay, let's see. Here's a good question. Are you at the whiteboard now, or are you by the whiteboard? Yeah, that's a good question. So both of them are correct. Both of them are correct. You can say that I'm at the whiteboard when that's usually when you are standing facing the whiteboard, right? But it doesn't have to be like that. But by the whiteboard just means near. So probably by is a little bit bigger area. Good question, though. Okay, here's another one. What's the difference between that's it and that's all? There's no difference, really. Yeah, there's really no difference. They're both just the special expressions that we use to say that it's finished, right? Excellent. Okay. Oh, I see lots more questions coming in. What's your best advice to learn English? My best advice to learn English is to go to my free seminar on my website, because I have 2 hours of advice there that will help you. Okay, let's see. Lots of people joining. Excellent, excellent, excellent. What's the difference between no and none? Okay, this is a really, really good question. I'm glad that somebody asked it. The difference between no and none. So the difference is very simple. No equals 0. None equals 0. But none is only used as a short answer. It's only used as a short answer. And no is used with positive sentences. We use no with positive sentences. With negative sentences and with questions, we use, what do you think? Any. We use the word any. Yeah. So for example, we could say, how many friends do you have? How many friends do you have? I can give you a short answer, none. Right? Just none. Just none. But we use the word no in positive sentences. Sentences with positive verbs. Like, for example, I have. Have is a positive verb, right? Negative is don't have. Positive, have. I have no friends. Or negative, I don't have any friends. Or question, do you have any friends? Right? So that's the difference. Okay, guys, I feel like we had a really good lesson today, and I'm glad that you joined me for this. If you want lessons that are like this, but better, where you can practice speaking with me, where I can see you, you can see me, I can hear you, and you can hear me, I can correct your mistakes, I can help you with pronunciation. If you want that, then you should join our Everyday English program. All right? Just click on the link. It's in the description to the video. If it's on Instagram, I sent the link in the chat. YouTube, Facebook, the same. And join our Everyday English program. It's the best program that you're going to find anywhere on the internet, even offline. This is the best program because you're going to learn how to speak and focus on speaking. You're going to learn how to speak from me, from other professional teachers, and you're going to be able to speak with students from around the world. So it's the best program anywhere. All right. Thank you so much for being here today, and I will see everybody again very, very soon. Bye-bye.